They're known by idol fans both in and out of Japan as a legendary group. But did you know why they were even formed in the first place? And also why they couldn't have lasted just that bit longer? Stick around to find out. In this episode of Otaku Files, we talk about Buono. Most of us outside of Japan may not be aware of some of the more interesting personalities within the Japanese otaku landscape. So I thought I'd do a little video series and try to shed some light on these individuals. This is Otaku Files. Hello Project, the umbrella name for all the idol groups contracted under the Upfront Group. Although they're known for idol groups such as Morning Musume and Betty's Kobo, Hello Project were also known for something else, forming subgroups and even mixing members of different Hello Project groups together to form temporary groups, typically as part of a collab or promotion. One example would be High King, who were formed to promote Morning Musume and Takarazuka Gakikidan's Cinderella musical. That actually sounds like an interesting musical. Another is the duo Kirapika, formed for the anime adaptation of Kirarin Revolution. In fact, both members Kusumi Koharu and Hagiwara Mai voiced characters within the series, Koharu voicing the main character Tsukishima Kirari. But another example would be the group we're going to be talking about in this video. Buono. Active from 2007 to 2017, Buono were known for their fusion of J-pop idol music and rock. I've even read that some view them as sort of a precursor to baby metal. Interestingly, Kikuchi Moa was even said to have been a fan of them. Buono consisted of 3 members: Tsugunaga Momoko, or Momochi, who was a part of Betty's Kobo at that time. I have a video on her for those interested. Natsuyaki Miyabi, or Mia, who was also a part of Betty's Kobo. And last but not least, Suzuki Airi, who was a part of Kyoto. I also have a video on her. So what exactly made Buono stand out? Well, for one thing, the mixing of idols with heavier types of music wasn't as common when they first started, and in some aspects, they're actually viewed as pioneers. Actually, related to that, they also had a backing band that were named Dolce, who helped Buono deliver some amazing concerts. Something also different about them in the context of Hello Project was that producer Tsunku wasn't as heavily involved with the making of their music, especially their earlier songs. Now apparently this was simply a business reason. The label Buono were initially under was Pony Canyon, that is also a major entertainment company that were a part of the production committee for a certain thing which we'll talk about in just a bit. So basically, Pony Canyon were in charge of the music side of things. This kind of arrangement was actually a bit of a rare case for Hello Project, who typically do music production in-house. But the other thing which many would bring up about Buono is simply the balance between the 3 members and how they each complemented each other's vocal skills. Buono have put out a number of bangers over the years. Their debut single Honto no Jibun is actually a personal favorite of mine. Other popular songs include Kiss Kiss Kiss, Rottara Rottara, and arguably their most popular song, Hatsukoi Saida, the music video of which has 10 million views at the time of this recording. Which actually brings us to the question of why Buono were formed in the first place. Like I talked about earlier, Hello Project formed these kind of groups as a part of a collab or to promote something. In Buono's case, it was for the sake of the anime adaptation of Shugo Kyara. And yes, Pony Canyon was a part of the production committee for Shugo Kyara's anime. Buono's songs were used as the opening and ending themes of the first season, before just doing the ending themes for the remaining seasons. Shugo Kyara centers around Hinamori Amu, who thanks to her appearance is a very popular girl at school. However, personality-wise, Amu is actually a shy girl who might not be the best speaker. One day, wishing for the courage to be reborn as the Amu she wants to be, in the morning she wakes up with 3 eggs in her bed, with each hatching into a Shugo Kyara, or in English, guardian character. You can check out the manga or anime to see where things go from there. And yes, some of you might have already realized this, but this is related to why Buono's debut song is called Honto no Jibun, which in English literally means true self. Within an interview taken back around the time the group was formed, we can also find out a bit more about how the members felt about being put into Buono. Momochi says when their manager first told her and Mia that they were going to be a part of a new unit, along with Airi from Kyoto, they looked at each other, gasping in shock, but strongly felt that this was going to turn out to be an interesting group. She definitely wasn't wrong about that. Mia says she and Momo wondered what kind of songs they were going to sing, and since she was used to being a part of a much much bigger group, with her now being made center for a trio, Mia was both surprised and even a bit worried. But she thought things would be fine since Momochi, who is older than her, was also going to be a part of Buono. Above all else, with all three of them having distinct personalities, Mia was just looking forward to seeing what kind of group they would turn out to be. Airi also talks about how shocked she was, and that even though all three of them were a part of Hello Project Kids, they never really interacted with each other since they were part of different groups, save for when Hello Project did their massive concerts. So Airi was just looking forward to talking with them more once Buono started getting going. Okay, so we know why Buono were formed and some of the reasons that made them stand out, but some of us may be wondering, why were they able to continue? The last season of Shugo Kyara's anime ended around spring 2010, but Buono was still active for many more years after that. For a group like Buono, originally formed in order to promote something, etc., they typically wouldn't carry on once they've served their purpose, as cold-hearted as that may sound. But before we continue, let me put out a special shout out to the sponsor of this video, JP Fans. JP Fans is a proxy shopping service allowing those outside of Japan to get their hands on products from domestic sites, a particular lifesaver for overseas otaku. Your selected goods will be stored in JP Fans' warehouse in Japan. Once they all arrive, you can then have them all shipped out to you as a part of one big package to help you save on shipping costs. You'll actually get up to 60 days to store your items no charge until you're ready to have them shipped to you. JP Fans does have a shipping cost calculator that you can use, but please be aware it only puts out an estimate, and some people have reported being hit with a much higher shipping cost than expected. There is a number of reasons for this, including the size of the products and the overall weight of the package, so probably best to go for smaller items. What will help you out though are coupons. You can get up to 8 of which, worth a total of $86 US by registering through the link in my bio. Oh, and I actually got some goodies myself and will be doing an unboxing video soon, so please stay tuned for that. Happy shopping! Well, for one thing, Buono were releasing music from 2011 under a different label, going from Pony Canyon to Zetama, the flagship record label for Hello Project. Well, there you go. That's when they would release Zasso no Uta in February 2011. An amazing song, by the way. So we can clearly understand that Hello Project recognized that Buono had outgrown their initial purpose and had earned themselves quite the fan base, which even extended outside of Japan too, as they even performed overseas. Pretty cool. So why did it end? Well, it wasn't really something dramatic. Simply put, each of the members were moving on to different things. 2017 is actually the year that both Momochi and Airi would graduate from Hello Project. In Momochi's case, she'd leave the entertainment world to be involved in childhood education, while Airi graduated along with the disbandment of c-ute, and as I talked about in the video I have on her, went on to have a solo career and even managed to reinvent herself. As for Mia, after Betty's Kobo went on an indefinite hiatus in 2015, she would announce within that same year that she was making her own girl group and would be holding auditions. This new group would become to be known as Pinkures. Although Pinkures would end up disbanding in 2021, quite recently, as of the making of this video actually, Mia announced auditions would be taking place for a new idol group that she would be producing. Oh, and by the way, in January 2026, she announced that she got married. Buono would hold their last concert in May 2017 in the Yokohama Arena. Honestly speaking, I think Buono could have been a lot bigger than they were. I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way, and there are some that wonder how much backing they actually had. Then again, with all the other things that the members were doing in the groups they were already in, etc., undoubtedly there were also limits to how much time and effort the members could really pour into Buono. Regardless though, they did leave us with some incredible music, and if you haven't already, I would highly recommend you check out Buono's YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You all wanted it, and here it is, the Buono video. To be completely honest, I wasn't initially planning to make a video on Buono, but after receiving numerous comments complaining to me about not talking about the group in Momochi's video, I believe it was, I realized they were actually quite popular. So I thought, why not just make an entire video on them? But why do you like them? Let me know, along with any other thoughts and opinions you might have in the comment section below. Also, let me know who else you'd like me to cover. Thank you again, guys, as always, for the support. Hope to see you all again next time. Until then, stay safe, take care, peace.